Rajeshwari MJ. She pursued her BE in Electrical and Electronics at the People's Education Society College of Engineering, Mandya. She pursued her MTech in VLSI Design and Embedded Systems at the Sri Jagadguru Balagangadharanta Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Her personal skills lie in good verbal and written communication skills. Her areas of interest lie in OOPS with C++, renewable energy sources, HVDC transmission, digital relays, automotive electronics, advances in VLSI design. She has also had papers presented at the national level, such as the Innovative Architecture for SoC Multi-Core Hybrid Processor, presented at the RNSIT, Bangalore.
Welcome to UGC lecture series of BSc Physics Honours. Today we are dealing with the subject digital electronics. We already finished off two sections in this digital electronics. One is the introduction of CRO and another one is analog circuits. Now we are moving forward for digital circuits section. So in the digital circuit section, very firstly we are going to study about fundamentals of digital electronics. We are going to study in the fundamentals of digital electronics. The contents that we are going to discuss are difference between analog and digital circuits, decimal number system and binary number system, and also at the last we are going to discuss about the logic gates. Analog and digital circuits will be having a quite difference in each other. What are the difference between analog circuits and digital circuits? The very first thing is the analog circuit and digital circuits will operate in a two different signals. One analog circuits will going to operate only on the analog signals. The analog signals is one in which where the signals have continuous variations or continuously valued signals, that is referred as analog signals. These analog signals are fed to the analog circuits, or in other words we can say analog circuits are operated only on analog signals. And similarly in a digital circuits, the signals that we are going to give here is digital one. The digital signals are of at two level, that is zeros or ones. We are going to give this kind of digital signals for the digital circuits, and the circuit will going to operate only in the digital signal. So next difference is in analog circuits, the analog circuits itself is the design of analog circuit is very difficult because the automation here is handmade. That is why there is no any tool for designing the analog circuits. That is why it is very difficult for designing an analog circuit. But whereas in a digital circuit design, it is very easy because we get plenty of automation tool. We can able to design digital circuits. Even the complex digital circuit can be easily designed with the help of this automation tool. So next difference is no conversion of input signal are required before processing, that is input signal is analog circuit will directly processed and we will get the output in a analog circuit application. But whereas in digital circuit application, the input what we are given to the input, it is pre-processed and it is already converted from analog to digital, and that digital signal is fed to the digital circuits, and again this output from the digital circuit, which is a digital circuit, is converted to the analog circuit, analog signal. Why means the human can interface or can identify or understand only the analog signal form. So the sound waves or whatever that we are the human being can able to understand, all the information is in the form of analog form only. So the computer can understand only in a digital signal form, the human can understand in the analog form. So whatever the process is done in a digital circuit is again converted to the analog signal with the help of converter, so that the human can be understand. So the next difference is the manpower available to design analog circuits is very low. This results in long time to market the finished product. So the designer of analog circuit is very low in numbers, that is why there is no manpower. So, it will going to take more time to design any analog circuit. So, whereas in digital field, the digital circuit we can able to design very fastly, because the manpower or the makers of digital circuit number is more. The people who are able to design the digital circuits are more compared to the analog circuit. So, analog circuits are mostly custom made and lacks flexibility. So, the flexibility in analog circuit is very less and it is already predefined and custom made, and whereas in digital circuit have high degree of flexibility. The digital, if one of the IC gone means we can easily replace or we can upgrade with only removing that particular IC, but in analog circuit it does not happen. We need to completely change the entire circuit board only. That is the problem with the analog and digital circuit. The next we move on to decimal number system. So, decimal number systems is a fundamental thing that we need to know. The decimal numbers will be having a radix 10 or base 10. The decimal number is represented with the base 10 and it is having 10 numbers starting from 0 to 9. This is how the decimal number is represented, and also it is having 10 digits only. The number will be of 10 digits only, and this process and the process of writing higher order, that will be consists of also number of after having a 9. If we are going to write higher order number after 9, that will going to write like this, that is the second digit. The second digit in the sense here the 0 to 9 will be the 10 numbers that we are going to represent in decimal number. If you are going to write a higher order number after 9, if we want to write, then we need to write first second digit number, that is 1 number first and the followed by the remaining numbers, like 1 should be written first, after that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that should be continued till 10 to 19. The same thing we need to follow. Again, if we need to go for a higher order after the 19, the third number like 2 will come for the first digit, and the next number, the next digit will be followed by remaining all these numbers, again that will go to 20 to 29. So, this is how we are going to write the decimal number. Next, if we are having a mixed decimal number, how we are going to represent? If the mixed decimal number will be then means, then starting from the decimal point, we need to start like this, 10 power 0 and 10 power 1, 10 power 2, it will go on for the decimal number and it go on like this. And for a fractional part, this will going to represent the integer part in a mixed decimal number, and for the fractional part we need to represent like 10 power minus 1, 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 3. So, let us discuss all these characteristics with the help of an example. So, example makes us clear about all these features. So, let us start discussing about the representation of decimal number. The example here we are taken is mixed decimal number, that is 3586.265. So, we split this integer part and fractional part. So, for the integer part, how we are going to represent is 6 into 10 power, the lowest comes first and that will be 10 power 0, and again the next digit will come 8 into 10 power 1 plus 5 into 10 power 2 plus 3 into 10 power 3. This will be represented as 6 and it is multiplied by 8 will be multiplied by 10 and 5 will be multiplied by 10 power 2, 3 will be multiplied by 10 power 3, like this, and all this will be summed, the end will be this, the 3586. This is how we are going to represent in a decimal form. So, the fractional part will be represented like this, after point will be taken and it is written at 265, 2 into 10 power minus 1, this is important. We are starting 6 into 10 power 0 here in integer part. So, we are taking this as a first number, but in fractional part this as a first number. So, 2 into 10 power minus 1 plus 6 into 10 power minus 2 plus 5 into 10 power minus 3, and again this is simplification is done. this is sum together to get the fractional part. Next system is binary number system. Similarly, it is also having a radix, that is for a binary number the radix will be 2 and the numbers for this is only 0 and 1. The 0 and 1 will be the representation of for a binary number. For any given binary numbers, it will be consist of only zeros and ones. The larger the number are represented, all this number in terms of zeros and ones only we need to represent, and the first 16 numbers can be represented like this, that is starting from 0, 1, 1 0, 1 1, 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1 till 1 1 1 1. This represent number 1 0 to 16. So, 16 will be the last number with the help of 4-digit binary number we can represent. 16 is the last number we can represent with only 4-digit binary number. If you want to represent 17, we need to add one more digit here. So, again the if we have the mixed binary number, how we are going to represent it? This can be represented like this. Similarly, as in case we discussed in the decimal form, that is from starting from 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2 and so on, and for the fractional part we represent like 2 power minus 1, 2 power minus 2 and 2 power minus 3. So, with the help of example we can understand even better. So, let us have a look on example. The example that we considered is 1001.0101 and here this is a base 2 represent the binary form, and in this by example we need to split this into two part. One is integer part and another one is after point, that is fractional part. So, integer part can be made as a decimal equivalent like this. We need to convert here, the example is basically related to convert the binary to the decimal. So, we need to convert this binary number into decimal. How we are going to represent this as like this? First we consider integer part and first we convert this integer part into decimal equivalent. So, the decimal equivalent of integer part is 1 into 2 power 0 plus 0 into 2 power 1 plus 0 into 2 power 2 plus 1 into 2 power 3, because it is having 4 digits. So, after simplification, summing everything, we will get 9. This 9 will be the decimal number for an integer part. So, the fractional part, that is equal to 0.0101. This can be represented again 0 into 2 power minus 1 starting from here, next 1 into 2 power minus 2, 0 into 2 power minus 3, 1 into 2 power minus 4. Again after simplification we get the fractional decimal number 0.3125. So, finally, by adding the integer part and fractional part, the decimal equivalent of a binary number is equal to 9.3125. This is how we can able to find out the decimal number from a binary number. Next will be decimal to binary conversion. So, previously we discussed from binary to decimal. Now, we are going to discuss about decimal to binary. So, we will take an example as 13.375. The base 10 represent the number is in a decimal form. So, taking the integer part, that is 13, the binary equivalent of the 13 will be like this. It has to be divided seriously, 13 is divided seriously, so that we can able to get 13 has to be divided by 2. So, 13, 2 6 are 12, remainder is 1 and again divided by 2, 2 3s are 6 and the remainder will be 0. Again 2 is divided, 2 1s are 2, remainder is 1. So, what will be the equivalent is 1 1 0 1. We need to start from this way, we need to take this as the most significant bit 1 1 0 1, this is the least significant bit. So, the 13 is represented in a binary form by dividing 13 by 2 and taking the remainder, and it is represented like this 1 1 0 1 will be the binary equivalent of 13. Next, the fractional point 0.37 again. There is one more method, when here we need to multiply the 0.375 into 2. So, we will get 0.75. So, 0.75 with a carry of 0, because after multiplying this we won't get 1. If it is 1.5, we will consider in this place, if it is 1, we consider it as a carry, but there will be no 1 in this place, that is why it is 0. If and again 0.75 into 2 will be having 1.5. So, we consider it is only 0.5 and 1 will be the carry. So, similarly 0.5 into 2, that is 1, we consider as 1.0 and 1 will be the carry, 0 will be the product. So, this is how for fractional part we will convert into a binary. So, again we consider 0, 1, 1 as a binary number of 0.375 decimal. So, therefore, the binary equivalent of 13.375 is equal to 1101.011 will be the binary equivalent. Next, we move on to another important thing, that is positive logic and negative logic. So, before we need to discuss about the logic gates, we need to know how this logic gates will be works on a different level of voltage. So, what were the different level of inputs that we can give for this different logics, different logic gates. So, different types of voltage levels that we are going to give are, one is positive and negative logic. So, what are the positive and what are the negative logic? If the two voltage levels are 0 volt and 5 volts, then the positive logic system will be works like this. So, if it is 0 means, if for a positive logic system the output will be 0. If it is plus 5 volts means the output will be high only. So, positive logic system, for the positive logic means 0 in the sense if it is works as a logic 0, and if it is having the voltage level of plus 5 volts, logic operation for the circuit will be logic 1. So, this is how for the positive logic works, and for the negative logic system 0 volt represent a logic 1 and plus 5 volt represent a logic 0. So, the logic of negative and positive is quite different. This is it is entirely opposite to each other, that is 0 volt represent logic 1 plus 5 volt represent logic 0. Similarly, in the other case, if the two voltage level are 0 volt and minus 5 volt, here we are taking negative voltage, the voltage itself negative. For a positive logic system, how it could react? Then in the positive system 0 volt represent logic 1 and minus 5 volt represent logic 0, because here compared to this will be a higher voltage, this is lower voltage. So, for any positive logic system, the logic system will having a logic 1 only with a higher voltage value. If the voltage value is high, then we represent it as a logic 1 in a positive logic system, and if it is having a lower voltage level, we represent a logic 0 in the positive logic system. And similarly, in the negative logic system 0 volt represent a logic 0 and minus 5 volt represent a logic 1, quite opposite to each other. So, similarly, we can also observe some of the things from this. If we have a logic system of a positive logic system, OR gate can act as a AND if we place it in a negative logic system. So, the same circuit placed in a positive logic system works as an OR gate, and if it is placed in a negative system, it will works as a AND gate. Similarly, NOR gate will works as a in positive system, it works as NOR gate, and if it is placed in a negative system, it will works as a NAND gate. Next, we move on to the important things to start with the logic gates is a truth table. We need to know about the truth table. The definition: the truth table is a list of all possible combination of input binary variables and the corresponding outputs of a logic system. The logic gates that we are going to see, all this having a combinations of two inputs. So, the combination of two input will be the output. So, all these logic gates are we called as combinational circuits, because it does not depend on any previous value, and it depends only on the current value, and also the output is a combination of inputs, that is why it is called as combinational circuit. So, for one input binary variables is only 1, then there are only 2 possible inputs, that is 0 and 1 will be there. For all the variables there will be 0 and 1 will be the combination if it is having only one input. So, if it is having 2 input, again for one variable 2 possibilities will be here 0 and 1, and another variable 0 and 1, again 2 possibilities will be there. Totally there will be a 4 combinations will present like this. A and B will be having 4 different combinations like 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1, and the output also will be different. Next we move on to logic gates. This logic gates are the important electronic circuits that are going to perform a particular basic logic gate operation, and it going to deal with a particular logic expression. So, it going to perform a particular logic expression, and this will going to help us in creating large number of application in digital design. So, the 3 basic logic gates that we are going to discuss now are OR gate, AND gate and NOT gate. Let us start with the OR gate. Here the OR gate will be having a symbol like this. The OR gate is represented by this symbol, and it is now we consider only 2 input A and B. The output will be y is equal to A plus B will represent the OR operation, plus sign will represent here the OR operation. So, the definition of OR gate means the OR gate works when both the input is 0, the output will be 0, and in all other condition the output will be high or 1. So, this is how the OR gate will be having the output. The truth table of the OR gate will be like this: 0 0 1, 0 0 will be 0 always, and for all other possibilities the output will be 1. Realization using diode of an OR gate. So, the diode can be used to realize the OR gate. Previously that what we saw, this is a symbol. Internally it can be made up of any electronic or semiconductor devices like a diode or transistor. So, if we realize the OR gate with the help of diode, it will be work like this. So, D1 and D2 are the 2 diodes, input diodes, like X and Y are the 2 variables we consider here, and Z will be the output. R1 will be the resistor that is connected to the output terminal and both the diodes. So, both the diodes. So, this diode will going to operate like this. If we are going to give both the diode the 0 volts, if we give for D1 and D2, diode will be in open circuit because there will be no current, it will be in open, it is in open mode, and there will be no current flow. So, there will be no current flows in the resistor R1 and there is no voltage drop. So, the Z will be having a 0 volts. So, this will going to have a 0 volts in the Z output. So, in the very first thing that we need to consider here, if we give the inputs for X and Y of 0 volts, we will get 0 volts due to the D1 and D2 in a reverse mode. That is why we will get the Z as a output 0. And for in all other possible condition like 0 and 5 and 5 and 0 and 5 5 condition, in 0 and 5 we consider this D1 will be in reverse bias and D2 will be forward bias. D2 is forward bias, nothing no use, the current flows like this through the R1, again the current will be flows like this, and Z having a quite small current that will going to give as a output. So, the voltage drop will be more here. So, we will get an voltage in the Z. So, the output will be 5 volts. So, this is how it can work for both 0 5 and 5 0. For 5 5, both the diode D1 and D2 will be on mode. So, if both the diode D1 will be on mode means definitely we will get the voltage at Z. So, output voltage will be high. So, next we move on to realization using transistor of an OR gate. So, OR gate can also be realized with the help of transistor. So, here we considered 3 transistor for OR gate representation. Q1 is connected, the base of the Q1 is connected to R1, the X is the input variable and Y is the input variable connected through R2 to Q2 base. Q2 is another transistor. Again Q3 collector is connected to R3 to the supply and R4, and through R4 we will going to take the output. The collector Q3 will be the another transistor which will going to represent here, and the output of this will going to give a output of a transistor. So, finally what we are going to give is all 4 different possibilities and we need to check with this circuit. So, if we give 0 and 0, both the transistor Q1 Q2 will be in off state. So, if both the transistor Q1 and Q2 will be in off state, in the sense the transistor Q3 will be in on mode, because the Q3 will get enough drive current from the supply and it flows through R through, so that this transistor will be in on state. So, the current is flowing from R3 to Q3 and it moves like this. So, the Z will be having no current flow. So, the output here will be 0. So, the next possible condition is 0 and 5. So, for the when either the inputs X and Y or Y or X of is having 0 or 5 or 5 or 0, both Q1 and Q2 will be in on mode. So, due to this reason the Q3 does not turns on, because it will be in off mode. Due to this we will get a voltage from plus VCC to Z. So, for 0 of 5 or 0 1 or 1 0 mode of input, we will get an output, that is the high output we can expect. This is a summary of lecture 8. Let us have a quick summary. In this session we have discussed about 2 types of number, one is decimal numbers and another one is binary numbers. In the binary numbers, it has a radix or base 10, and also it consists of 10 numbers, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 9. So, this is how the decimal number will be, and also we discussed about binary number. In binary number the base will be 2, and also the numbers included in the binary number representation is only of zeros and ones. And also we discussed about the binary to decimal conversion rules and the important points that we need to consider while converting from decimal to binary and also from binary to decimal. So, we also started about discussing about the basic gates, that is logic gates or OR gate, and we already know that how the OR gate works and its truth table also we know, and finally we come across the OR gate realization using diodes and transistor. Some of the questions are: how do you distinguish between positive and negative logic systems? Prove that an OR gate in a positive logic system is an AND gate in a negative logic system. Give brief statements that would help one remember the truth table of OR irrespective of the number of inputs used. Next, how do you implement OR gate using transistor? The references that you can go through are talkingelectronics.com, and the textbook you can refer, that is Digital Fundamentals 3rd edition by Thomas L. Floyd and Digital Electronics by R. P. Jain. This ends the session. Thank you.